Movie thoughts. Now You See Me, the second act, starring Jesse Eisenberg, Mark Ruffalo, Woody Harrelson, Daniel Radcliffe, Michael Caine, and of course, Morgan Freeman, is the second act of the first film, I guess. Well, it doesn't exactly follow on where the first one left off, but we're going to forget about that all completely. Where the first film is effectively a revenge subplot, and I'm going to speak in spoilers about the first film, so if you haven't seen that and you do want to go and see the first film and then we'll go and see the second film, turn off now. So the first film effectively is Dylan Rhodes, played by Mark Ruffalo's big revenge plan that had been planned up for 30 years to get Theodis Bradley, played by Morgan Freeman, and Arthur Tresler, played by Michael Caine, and effectively bankrupt them and put them in jail. So this is the follow-up film, and I actually prefer this to the first film. I thought the first film was a little bit predictable and a little bit obvious. I did enjoy the first film, but it was okay. It's not like a sort of film that I really wanted to see again. And then when they came up with the sequel, I was like, oh, do they really need to make a sequel of this? Because it wasn't really that good. However, I actually personally enjoyed this. I felt that I got a much more of a story arc from Mark Ruffalo's character in this film that I did in the first film. In the first film, he was sort of a stand-in, and all of his arc happened literally right at the end of the film. Whereas with this one, it was paced out over the duration of Now You See Me 2. Atlas, played by Jesse Eisenberg, he was really good as well. He didn't really add anything to what he'd already stated, but I felt that some of his magic was better. Now, that's something I want to talk about, is the magic in this film. I feel that there was more camera trickery with this film, and there was more clever ways of doing the magic. Now, a lot of the magic, especially the rain falling and stuff in this film, is all CGI, and most of it is CGI, and most of it is in the trailers as well, which is kind of a shame, because I was kind of looking forward to seeing what sort of magic they could come up with that I hadn't seen, but I was sitting in the film and all the magic is in the trailers, so that was a little bit of a shame. Lizzie Kaplan came in to replace Isla Fisher, because I don't know why Isla Fisher didn't want to do this film. I guess she didn't. I know the first film wasn't really planned out very well by critics and stuff, so it wasn't. I don't know how this one's done, because I don't look at the critic scores until after I've made these reviews, but hey ho. So basically the Horsemen return and then immediately get kidnapped. This time, this whole film doubles the ante by effectively making the Horsemen the ones that don't have the answers, whereas in the first film, it was all about Mark Ruffalo chasing the Horsemen. Which then you find out that he wasn't really chasing them, he was actually helping them. There was a lot more funny moments in this film, especially with Lizzie Kaplan's character, Lula, who just was batshit crazy, basically.
The girl horseman! Woo! Yeah! Nope.
I liked her so much, and her chemistry with Dave Franco's Jack Wilder was really good as well, and I thought that, Woody Harrelson, he had two roles. He actually played two roles. He played his brother, I can't remember his brother's name, but it was another hypnotist. It was a twin brother, so he actually played two roles. Like I've already said, Mark Ruffalo's character arc was a lot better in this film, and so was Morgan Freeman's. I love Morgan Freeman in this film, and the film starts off with Morgan Freeman narration. That's always in the right place. So basically, for me, the whole cast did a really good job, and then Daniel Radcliffe not being able to perform magic, yeah, okay, I did chuckle a little bit with Harry Potter not being able to do magic. That was funny. That's just me, though, I think. Finally, the cinematography, I want to focus on that for a little bit, because I really enjoyed the cinematography on this. Usually with this sort of thing, I will see past, say, the magic tricks. But I do enjoy magic, and I do enjoy trying to figure out how they do things. And I know that most of it is the way that they angle cameras and props that are specially built, and then the other stuff are CGI and things that have been added in, and then it's all of them put together. But it's still fun to work these things out in your head. and I generally enjoyed that. So, really, overall, I really had a lot of fun with this, but I don't think a lot of people in the cinema did. I think I was the only one that really enjoyed this, and I think it's because it's my personal taste. So there is a lot of magic, there's a lot of humour in the magic. However, I do think that this is a good film, and I think that maybe critics and audiences won't respond too well with this because they can't sit down and watch the characters grow. I did like this film. I've sat through it and I enjoyed it, and it was a very enjoyable film. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I'm going to stick with that because I know that people are going to say, this isn't worth an 8 out of 10. You gave like Green Room, which is, I had a lot more fun watching Green Room and sitting in Green Room having a 7 out of 10, but this is an 8 out of 10? What the hell are you doing, Womble? You know, I'm sticking with this because I generally think that this is a good film. I generally really enjoyed it. I didn't think I would, and it surprised me in a lot of ways. So, that's it. That's the end of it. Screw you if you disagree with me. I'm off to the cinema now again because I have no life. I don't do anything else but go to the cinema, work, and stream. I don't even record for videos anymore. Yay! So, until next time, guys, I'll see you then. For some reason that's become my tagline. I don't know why.